the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time.
So let's get to the last topic of the day. So we're going NBA real quick. So last night, it was a great night of basketball. It really was. But the number one topic I want to discuss because I watched this game in its entirety was Jokic versus Embiid. We finally got another Jokic versus Embiid matchup. Last time Embiid he wasn't available when they went to Denver, so that was a disappointing. They played in Philly again. This time they played in Philly, and Joel Embiid put on an absolute show. He was unstoppable. That fourth quarter, I ain't gonna lie, Brian. Like this dude Embiid, he was unguardable in the fourth quarter. Like there was moments when Jokic was guarding him and Embiid, he straight up cooked him. Like he was unstoppable that game. That fourth quarter was sensational. I will say I was a bit disappointed for the simple fact that both players weren't really guarding each other that much. Now the fourth quarter they were, which was great, but for majority of that game, they weren't really guarding each other that much. So I was a bit disappointed. I was a bit appalled that Embiid and Jokic, two centers, weren't guarding each other. Like what? Two centers? Like Embiid was guarding Aaron Gordon. Um, Jokic
New
was
NBA.
guarding. Jokic was guarding. I can't even remember. It may have been. It may whoever the weakest link was. He was guarding. I'm like, come on, man. Like this is what we doing. So, but at the end of the game, I was very excited. It was a high scoring first half. I remember it was like 78 to 78 or something like.
That's a shame. I'm one of these days I'm gonna get into that. This whole halftime games being in the 70s. That's no.
It was a fun game. I think it went to the 140s. It was
Yeah.
it was a really entertaining game. I enjoyed it. I think Jokic had like 26 and like 16. Let me look at the box score.
Didn't Embiid have like 40?
He did. It was like 126 to 121. Um so Jokic had 25, 19 rebounds, 3 assists. I'm shocked. Only 3 assists. That's interesting. Um yeah, so Embiid had 41 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Damn. 13 to 22 shooting, 59%. Yeah, he absolutely outplayed Jokic that game. My only problem with Embiid is that do that in Denver. Don't sit out in Denver. So in 10 days, Philly plays Denver again in Denver. Show up and do it in Denver.
Well, he's going to be playing more games because I think if he misses,
Is
I'm
it
not
eight?
sure the
Is it
exact
eight
number.
more
Yeah,
games?
it's like 8 games or so. He won't be eligible for MVP or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna be playing them games.
He better. He better because hey, Jokic, he be playing both of them games. He playing at home, he play on the way. He not running. He not running. Don't run, Embiid. Don't run. It's only fair. It's only fair. Jokic be playing at your place. Come on now. Return the favor. Play in Denver. I think it's been like 4 years since he's played in Denver. Like, come on now. Come on. Come
That's
on
crazy.
now. Yeah, come on now. But how did you feel? How did you feel about the matchup, man?
I did not watch a single second of that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. But
That's
as for
fine. That's
what you
fine.
described, it sounded like Embiid he had the upper hand that night. It is what it is. He's continuing his MVP campaign, even though the media hasn't really been talking about it. As far as I know, they've been saying everybody but Jokic, but Embiid at this point. I think that playoff performance from the previous year, last year actually, really left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So they're not even really trying to give him the just due for his performance this year. But Embiid, he's been hooping, man. The Sixers are the third seed, I
They
believe.
should be. They should be. They've been winning some games, yeah. Let me look at the standings.
I believe it's Celtics,
Yeah, they're
Bucks,
the third
and
seed. Yeah, they're
yep,
the
the
third seed.
third seed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, hey, he's been hooping.
Yeah, he's been really good, man. He's been
I do
dominant.
want to, I do want to bring up another team that I believe should start clicking now is the Bucks. That game they just had where Dame had the buzzer beater.
Yeah.
I, I, it's good to see that get. I feel like that's one of those
Big.
momentum
Mm-hmm.
shifting
Mm-hmm.
type games and performances from Dame Lillard. Because Giannis, he's so used to having to close out games because he's really the top guy on offense. Now he can just get a ball to Dame and let him cook. So I hope that builds some dynamic of being able to, like I said, honestly, I think the real dynamic should be Dame Lillard should be a complimentary guy for the first 3 quarters. And once the fourth quarter hits, unless Giannis is just absolutely unstoppable, the ball needs to be in Damian Lillard's hand because he's the clutch guy. Like he's the
Mm-hmm.
clutch guy. We all
Mm-hmm.
know that. And there's other teams like the Timberwolves. They continue in the hoop. They just beat the brakes off the Clippers not too long ago. But then
Yeah,
the Clippers also been
they
hooping as well.
did.
They just beat OKC and Paul
Yeah.
George, and he was hooping.
Yeah, he
And
was. He
it's
was.
a lot of good teams this year that's kind of out of the norm, which is
Mm-hmm.
fantastic for the league. The Celtics still doing their thing, but they
Mm-hmm.
just got whooped up on by the Bucks last week, and that was ugly.
It
Like
was
that whole
ugly.
night, I don't think there was a single close game that entire day
No,
when
it
those
wasn't.
games happen.
No, it
The
wasn't.
Lakers, they just won, but who
Yeah.
cares?
Nah,
Real
hey,
hate,
hey, I'll
real
say this.
hate.
I'll say this about the Lakers. It's just it's weird because we're still trying to find ourselves, even though it's very obvious what we need to do. But Darvin Ham wants to keep making it so complicated. It's not complicated at all. You freaking start D'Lo and Reeves, and then you also start Vando. You start the starting lineup from last year. Like it's that obvious. Like you don't put D'Angelo Russell on the freaking bench. Gave him all that freaking money. What are you doing? But regardless, we'll see how they play tonight. Oh my god, if they start Torian Prince versus Luca.
Who y'all playing?
Bro, we playing
Oh,
the
the
Mavs.
Mavs.
If
Oh
he
yeah.
starts Torian Prince versus Luca and Kyrie Irving, Darvin Ham should be smacked in the freaking face for that. He should really do it because Torian Prince against OKC, bro, he was a cone on defense. He was getting absolutely cooked. And if he thinks that Torian Prince can guard Kyrie Irving or Luka Doncic, he should be smacked in the face. He really should because no way in hell Torian Prince should start that game. It should be Vanderbilt and just keep the same lineup you had last year. It's that simple. Regardless, though, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna say this because I gotta mention this. Before the season started, there was a guy that said that the Sacramento Kings are possibly the biggest threat to the Nuggets in the West. That guy's name was
Who
Jay
said that?
Williams. That guy's
Oh,
name was Jay Williams. And I was one of those people that was like, has he lost his mind? Has the Sacramento Kings learned how to play defense at all? And guess what? The Sacramento Kings these past few weeks have got exposed. I think they're like the 7th seed right now. Yeah.
really?
Yeah, man. Like they losing all these teams, and I'm like, yo, the Sacramento Kings ain't no damn threat.
Didn't they just blow the league to the Suns last night?
They did, and I'm like, yo, the Sacramento Kings ain't no damn threat to the Nuggets. Like, get out of here. If you would have said the Timberwolves, I've been like, okay, I understand that. If you would have said the Clippers, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand that. This man said the Sacramento Kings. I'm like, you lost your damn mind. And they're the 7th seed right now. And I'll say this: the teams that come to mind that I look to as contenders are the Nuggets, the Clippers, and the Timberwolves. Everybody else is a pretender to me. I look at
Mm.
the Mavericks. I think they're a pretender. I look at the Thunder. I think they're a pretender. They're too young. I look at the Pelicans. I think that they're too. I don't think they're contenders as well. They're talented, but I don't think at when the rubber needs to face the road, can they score? Can they close when it matters most? They do have Ingram, they do have McCollum, but can they close against the best teams? I don't see it. Can they defend against the best teams when it matters most? I don't see it. Sacramento, I'm not sold on them. Phoenix, I'm still not completely sold on them either because defensively, like, okay, yeah, they did their thing against the Lakers, but it's not that hard when you have Cam Reddish and freaking Vanderbilt starting at the same time and they can't score to save their life. So I'm not really sold on the Phoenix Suns as well. Utah, we already know with Utah, like they're overachieving, but come on, they don't have the talent. They don't really have the talent. And that's about it. Like I just don't see there's only really three teams I'm looking at, and I say they're contenders. Lakers, they're the wild card in all of this because at the end of the day, if Darvin Ham could come to his senses, if the players that played well for the team last year can all of a sudden go back to playing well. Roy Hashimura, he's starting to play a lot more consistent because he's getting more opportunities. D'Angelo Russell as well. If those guys that helped the Lakers get to the Western Conference Finals, if those guys can sort of elevate their game back to where they were last year, then it's a possibility they can potentially be in that group. But for right now, I don't think the Lakers are contenders. And that's how I look at it. I think those are the teams. You have the Minnesota Timberwolves, Denver, Clippers. Those are the contenders. And OKC, Dallas, New Orleans, Sacramento, and those are and Phoenix. I'll say Phoenix. Those are pretenders, and then everybody else, not even contenders. That's how I look at it.
That's fair.
All right. Well, that'll do
I'm
it.
higher on the Mavs than you, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of Kyrie and Luka?
I think they're like one trade away from being like legit contenders.
What if
They
they
need
don't
a
get a trade?
Siakam or something.
What if they don't get a trade?
Well, then their ceiling is probably the second round.
That's pretender. They're not contenders. They're pretenders. They look
That's
better
fair.
than they did last year, but they're pretenders. That's just how I look at it. Kyrie Irving has played a lot better. He's been underrated. He's been very underrated.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talking about
He's
Kyrie.
been playing in another Western Conference point guard.
Who's that? Stephen Curry?
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel, man, that hurt a little bit.
Steph,
Got
he
hurt.
was a good dude.
No, he's
Now,
good food. No, he's
that's
good
that's
food,
one of my
man.
favorite players of all time. How could you do this to me, Steph?
Salute to the Warriors' downfall.
Don't worry, the Lakers is next. The Lakers is
Stop
next.
it. Oh,
and
stop
we
it.
will be there. We will
better
be there.
you better hope we don't get it together. You better hope, because I'm telling you this right now. I see the signs are there. It's just about, is Darvin Ham going to come to his senses? That's all I want to know. Is he going to come
Lakers
to
and
his
Cowboys
senses?
fans are more alike than they think.
I mean,
They see the flaws. They see the flaws early and still hold out hope. And then at the end of the year, it's just disappointing.
Does the Cowboys have a LeBron James level player? I must have forgot. You must have forgot. Like,
How did the LeBron James level player work out in the Western Conference Finals last year?
Oh my God, the Western Conference Finals. When was the last
Are
time
you
the
trying to win a
Cowboys?
ring or what?
When was the last time? When was the last time the Cowboys been to a conference championship game?
Is the goal to win rings or not?
It is to win rings, but I'm like, damn, like, you comparing the Laker fans to Cowboys fans. I'm trying to figure out, when was the last time the Cowboys have been in a position where they almost went to the Super Bowl?
Almost. That's the thing.
Almost. At least almost. At least we've won a championship
Almost
in the
only counts in
2020s.
grenades and horseshoes.
At least we won a championship in the 2020s. Y'all haven't even been almost to a Super Bowl. Y'all haven't even sniffed. Sniffed.
Did I say the teams was alike or the fans were alike?
All right, man.
I said the fans.
All right, well, regardless, we'll see. I see some signs there. I see, as long as it comes down to Darvin Ham, and is he gonna come to a sense?
Let me tell you, if your coaching is cooked, then your team is cooked.
I'll say this. One of the things about the Lakers that's I see why they've been struggling. They don't have no two ways. They don't have no two-way players. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like, here's the deal. First of all, two-way players, we have to appreciate two-way players more because they're so rare. Like, they are highly coveted. They're such gems, right? And the only two-way players we have on the squad is a 39-year-old man and Anthony Davis. Everybody else can do one thing well, or they're known for one thing. Vanderbilt is known for defense. Cam Reddish is known for defense. D'Lo's known for scoring. Reeves is known for scoring. Gabe Vincent was supposed to be that two-way player, but he can't even get on the court. Jackson Hayes, he's not good. I don't even know what the hell he's known for. Torian Prince is known for scoring, but Darvin Ham thinks he's a two-way player. And see, that's the problem. He thinks he's a two-way player, but he's a three-point specialist, but Darvin Ham thinks he's a 3-and-D guy. That's the problem. See, we don't have no two-way players, and that's the reason why we keep getting killed out here, is because Darvin Ham thinks that these dudes are a two-way players. That's just not the case. We don't have a Alex Caruso. We don't have a Kendavius Caldwell Pope anymore. Like, we don't have a Danny Green. We don't have those dudes anymore. Like, he needs to understand that, and he doesn't. He doesn't understand it, and that's why we keep losing. We don't have a Kyle Kuzma. We don't have those dudes anymore. And he needs to understand that, and he doesn't. And see, I'm looking at all these other teams, and all these other teams, they have two-way players, and that's why they're winning. You have to.
They got KD. We got Jaden McDaniels.
I mean, that's just how it is. Like, at the end of the day, can you score and can you defend? Can you hit a shot and can you defend? Can you give me 10 points and can you defend? Can you get me 8 to 10 points, efficient points, and can you defend? That's what it comes down to. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be on the damn court at all. It's just that simple. That's the landscape of the NBA. All right, well, I think that'll do it on this edition of the Courtside Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well, because we post stuff on social media, and also check out the channel. Check out our posts that we come. Check out the polls. Make sure to vote on some of the polls, man, because we got some interesting stuff that is going to be that we're going to sort of post as well. And so check all that stuff out. And thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Courtside Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Look, cold world, still a cold world. And a couple of y'all is cool, but we a little more thorough. Whole time, a little more girls. I spit that sick shit and it's still no cure. Hold up, loud pack.